Well, by one estimate that I saw earlier, there might be about £800 million worth that is due to smaller contractors out there from Carillion's projects. Clearly, and it's going to affect hundreds and hundreds of these smaller contractors. That's the way the construction industry works. So they'll be very worried, alongside obviously all of the people who are expecting the roads and the schools and the government. So clearly this is going really far and wide, the implications.
Now, Carillion has essentially gone under because it wasn't charging a realistic price for the service it was providing to the government. Does that mean, by implication, prices are going to go up sector-wide now, do you think?
Well, there's going to be an investigation, and we'll try and work out exactly where it went wrong and who was to blame. There may well be part of the problem that they were pitching too low. We just heard the profit margins were very, very thin. So I think that is a concern, that whoever takes these contracts on next, the prices may go up, because that's what the project should really have costed.
Worth pointing out, the taxpayer is not really on the hook here, though. The government didn't bail this business out. No. Has the taxpayer got a good deal almost, because Carillion has not been paid the full extent of what it should have been paid for providing these services?
Well, I think the government did the right thing by not bailing them out. I mean, that's the problem. Companies occasionally go bust. It happens. There's nothing we can do about it. Something the government can do about it. That is just the way things are. The government also can't try and do everything itself. It doesn't have the expertise to build all of these, to build HS2, to build all of these major projects. So it has to rely on that private sector expertise. And in the long run, you get what you pay for. If the government wants good infrastructure, they're going to have to pay good money for it, and ultimately that will be the taxpayer, but it should hopefully be value for money.
Yeah, now shareholders and creditors are going to take a big hit here. Have shareholders got themselves to blame here? What's corporate governance been like in this business?
Well, again, we'll hopefully learn more about this over the coming months, and there will be an investigation into the directors and how they managed in the run-up to this collapse. But I think there is one warning sign that we can see already, which is that the board changed the terms of the clawback of bonuses. This is where if you have a bonus set out but something goes wrong, the company collapses, you should be able to get it back. That's just good corporate governance.
Right.
And they changed that in the last year to make it tighter, the terms under which the executives would have their pay called back. That's not a normal thing to do. That shouldn't really be done. So there've got to be questions asked about why that's happened.
And I mean, why didn't any shareholders raise the alarm over that?
Perhaps because they were getting their dividends. I mean, there are several cases, I think, probably over the last few years, where you say, the shareholders, what were you doing? There's something going wrong with the pay of this company or that company, and the shareholders haven't really intervened. I think institutional investors, the big shareholders in particular, have a real role to play in the future, scrutinising the pay deals, saying, is that right? Is that the right amount? Is that the right terms?
And worth pointing out that a lot of hedge funds have done very well out of short selling this stock, so clearly some people in the market knew there was a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the thing. If you're a big institutional investor, you own lots of bits of different companies, and you don't maybe spend as much time as you could looking at the details of each of them. There have been improvements in recent years. Some institutional investors are really getting into this. They're really starting to care a lot about corporate governance. But it's been a big missing part of the package, shareholders just not being engaged enough.